Hello everyone, and welcome to Star Trek Canis Major, Episode 8, a Star Trek Adventures First Edition campaign using the rules by Modiphius Entertainment. My name is ELH the Game Master, and joining me are three other lovely individuals who'll meet right away. Starting with Matthew. Matthew, anything you want to shout out, and who you playing?
Hello, everyone. My name is Matthew, as you've heard, and I am playing the Denobulan Captain Zinette. I have no socials or social life.
I think it's an ideal that more people should strive towards. I just
The
feel
no
like,
But
socials or the no
then
social life?
Yes.
doesn't doesn't
Yes.
being part of a role play group mean that you have a social life, even
No, I,
albeit
I think
small?
I think quite the opposite, in fact.
Yes.
oh Lord. Well, Techno Nerd, what do you got going on?
Hey, I'm Techno Nerd. I have not a whole lot going on, but you can find me on uh, Tumblr, on Blue Sky, on other probably internet places. I can't remember where I have socials. Hello, hi. I'm playing Lieutenant Commander Valera, who is the Chief Engineer slash First Officer of the Canis Major. And yeah, looking forward to this episode. We'll see.
And last but not least, Bean.
So hi, I'm Bean underscore Goblin VT. If you want to find me, you gotta have a look because I'm just an eepy little guy and I can't sell promo right now.
Nice. Who you playing?
Oh, and I'm playing a goblin who's a pilot and a nurse. What's her name again? Catilia?
Yep.
Yeah, remembered my name. Woo!
This is going to
Honestly,
go well.
yeah, this is gonna go great. All right, well, let's run that intro and then we'll get started. And welcome back. So, as is tradition on my Star Trek Adventures campaigns, is I have the players do an opening log, and I believe Ensign Catellia has that honor today. So please, Bean, take it from here.
Ensign Catalia's log, starbase 7543 dot 9. After encounters with space whales and performing the first use of torpedo trauma removal, it seems that Starfleet America has given us a new specialization. Starfleet's Spaceborne Medical Department! Or at least given us the task to deal with two astro snails to breed because they're an endangered species. Flinta has become overly excitedly quiet and has been getting as much as the captain. I hope she's okay and doesn't overwork herself. End log.
Very nice. You may have a momentum for that. And yes, chat, I already say that you redeemed an evil complication. I'll get to that in a moment.
Why?
So, to sort of set the scene, we see an exterior shot of the Canis Major pulling up to two giant astronautilus. Now, the astronautilus are actually bigger than the Canis Major is. They're still a scale 3, but they are basically 1.5 times larger than your current vessel. And they resemble a snail, just a standard snail that's been scaled up and has a obsidian shell, and I guess you would call it the foot, or the meaty parts of the snail are a very vibrant red, and they even have little bioluminescent patterns on the side. But as we see the Canis Major pulling up to these two snails that are kind of just chilling, we then zoom in through one of the windows to where all hands on deck are having a meeting in the conference room slash mess hall. And Techno, do you want to do Vinta, or should I do Vinta at least to start?
You start, and I'll jump in when appropriate with a terrible innuendo.
Okay. So, Vinta.
Also, I'd like to put forward that snails are normally considered gastropods, and I'd like to put forward that these are now considered astropods.
Sorry, that just stun locked me for a moment. Okay. Yes, Vinta was doing a presentation. So Vinta in the conference room has, of course, that pull down screen and has the little projector going, and she's pointing out different things with a little wand on about the astronauts, and goes, "Well, as you can see, this one is the male, and this one is the female. You can tell by the bioluminescent patterns here, here, and here, and how the spiral section of the shell is different there and there, and." We need to make sure that these astronautali get busy, because if we don't, it could be centuries before either creature finds another mate. And since they are already an endangered species, Starfleet has made it very clear that we must do this even if we do not want to.
Why would we not want to? This is stunning, incredible medical history in the making.
It's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement with the captain on that.
Privileged to be a part of it.
Is there like a side effect to the whole mating process that might cause damage to the ship? Is that what you're insinuating?
Well, kinda, because that's the thing. And she looks directly at Valera. In order to really get these two astronautali, doing the thing, we have to appear as a romantic rival. And to do that, we've got to release some more plasma and do a little dance.
Well, that sounds like fun.
I presume by we, in that context, you mean the Canis Major itself and not us specifically, but
that was my assumption, yes.
Yes, I'm just clarifying.
Yes, I just wanted to make clear that I didn't want to leave the ship and
I paid a Blackman to see if that was actually what you were going to do.
I'm already married 3 times. I can't. Not that I have anything against interspecies relationships.
But Captain, think of the immense joy and exoticness of being married to an astronautalist.
Polyamory is one thing, infidelity is another. So, thank you.
At what point does one cross into the other? I am curious on that.
It's when you get more than 3 partners.
Oh, okay.
It's the rule of 3.
Yes.
The rule of 3. Okay.
The rule of 3.
Is there like hyper polyamory? Like, because let's not get into this. It's not relevant to this particular mission brief. I'm sorry, sir.
Completely different cultural context.
Yes.
Returning to gastropods, or astropods, and their Terran equivalents, many of the species of snails on Earth are, in fact, hermaphroditic, capable of assuming either sex during the reproductive process. Do we anticipate anything unexpected with this species?
And you can see that Vinta is sort of rubbing her forehead as if she was anticipating this topic, and goes, "Well, that's also the tricky part, that if we do the mating dance wrong, they could both end up male or both end up female, if you get my meaning."
So we can't be too good, because then we'd be too attractive. Is that what I'm getting at?
That's the best way to say it, yeah.
Right. So we have to dance, but we can't.
I'm absolutely
on the dance floor.
I'm completely torn between wanting to do the best job possible, but also intentionally doing the worst job possible, and also making the ship look bad.
It's less about worse and best, and it's more of a case of a balance.
Yeah, but is it?
We must calibrate our Riz levels to the appropriate amount.
I'm not familiar with the Riz factor, Captain.
Are you using ancient
a term that I picked up on Earth? Yes,
ancient human slang.
As I understand it, it's actually quite common and modern. Is it not?
Modern for when, sir?
This century?
No, sir. Nowadays we refer to it as space jamming.
Oh, well, clearly I'm not up to date with the current human
I'll have to look it up myself. I mean, it's been a few years since I was at the academy, but certainly, yeah, going out for a space jam was a pretty risque evening. But I can calibrate some kind of Riz factor if you'd like to the warp engines.
I mean, I wouldn't want to confuse the crew. Use whatever terminology you deem fit. That's fine.
So you know this crew. They're permanently confused.
I am very confused right now.
Exhibit A.
I'm sorry, Vinta, you were saying?
No, that's pretty much my presentation.
Wait, why is everybody else talking about Riz and space jamming and Vinter is the more professional one in the room? I am very confused right now.
Well,
It is always professional.
Yes. First of all, yes, Valera's correct. But second, when it comes to matters of love, I am very serious.
See?
While everybody turns away to talk about the topic and just gonna slightly turn, pull out a tricorder and scan to see if I'm in an alternate reality where everything stops at 30.
Also, which of us is sitting on Koshlim? I feel like we haven't heard from him in a while, and it's pretty cramped in here. So I assume he's somewhere under the table.
Listen, the table provides a stable structure that if the ship were to be attacked or dented, I would have a table to protect me.
Another time-honored human tradition, duck and cover.
Exactly. See, the captain gets it.
I really feel like duck and cover doesn't apply when the attack can come from literally any direction and up through bulkheads and hull plating.
Okay, I'll admit it. I just like being under the table.
Well, can you get out from under the table? It's making me uncomfortable.
Are you thinking like Vinta?
I don't think anyone can think like Vinta.
And
I mean that as a compliment, by the way, Nurse.
And Koshlim isn't talking about everybody's psych profile. Why is everything topsy-turvy today?
Have you considered that potentially you are topsy-turvy, to use your expression?
I scan myself.
Everything checks out unless you want to throw something in.
Oh, please throw something in. Dice roll.
Okay. Roll me a challenge dice. Just one.
Perform challenge. Value. I have a success. What does that mean?
So what that means on the challenge die means that your beta chromosome levels are elevated.
The beta chromosomes levels are elevated, but I don't.
Does that mean anything for goblinoids?
I'm going to plead the fifth.
The fifth what?
You mean the seventh guarantee?
I thought we were using old century slang.
Oh, yeah. No, right. Okay. Yes. Sorry, I got very confused there because, yes, as the captain rightly says, it's the seventh now rather than
the guarantee of the Starfleet and Federation charters. Yes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
The fifth has something to do with garbage disposal, I think.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
That was an odd.
Okay,
it's weird that it's protected, is all I'm saying.
I mean, matter reclamation is a very important subject.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. But I don't get why it comes before the not incriminating yourself policy of the never. Okay, yeah.
Well, a post-scarcity society is actually really rather difficult to maintain when you have limited physical resources.
Matter reclamation obviously factors into that in a large degree. Yes, I know. But it's just, I feel like, I don't know, the Federation Charter ought to include matter reclamation after free speech.
I mean, that's your opinion.
Yes, which I'm entitled to under Protectorate number 9, yes.
I always disliked that one. Regardless.
You dislike free speech, sir?
Oh, let's not get into that. We're on board a military starship. Well, quasi-military starship, depending on how
exploratory vessel.
Yes,
medical freighter.
As part of a Starfleet.
More like a medical ambulance. Because we have no space to do anything besides take one place from one place.
You don't normally
10 patients.
Yes, but you don't normally put like antimatter warheads on board an ambulance. And
to be fair, there are only 5 of those. What is our torpedo complement now?
Actually, that's a good question. You're the security officer, sir.
Look, I do
World
3
War
jobs
III
on this ship.
of your
Sometimes
planet,
things get a
Who
little
doesn't?
confused.
Except Koshlim. I don't know what he's doing.
I
I'm
mean,
under the table.
I know you're under the table. You should be clearing out deuterium chutes, but never mind.
I'm pretty sure during the eugenics wars, ambulances on your planet had rocket launchers, so that's the nearest thing to torpedoes on an ambulance.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's an odd cultural throwback to carry over into the modern ambulance era.
I can't argue against that, but I still say there's a historical precedence.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Okay, yeah.
I'm
Anyway,
just
sorry, what were we talking about?
I'm going to
Snails.
self-medicate while people are not paying
Riz.
attention.
Riz, yes.
Yes.
To try and get my beta chromosome levels under control.
Vinta, do these snails have they been assigned like names so we can differentiate them?
Well, that one I'm calling Bob, and that one I'm calling Sue.
Bob and Sue.
Yes, very 3-letter short names, easy to remember.
Now, as I
Sure.
understand it, that humans can use Sue as a name for males, so is that,
Well, they can change gender.
well, then it seems rather presumptuous to name one of them Bob.
So shouldn't we call them like Sue and Jamie?
I mean, we could. I mean, the names haven't been entered into the log yet.
Hmm. Do we need to? I feel like we should do that because otherwise, or do we just name them Snail 1 and Snail 2? And
Oh, it's too late. I've named them Sue and Bob. I've already named them. It's in the log now.
God stand it, Closlam.
maybe your log, but I don't think that overrides the captain's log, Koshlim.
Nope,
she
I'm
says
pretty
that looking
sure
under
that
the
as
table.
the chief psychologist, that my log supersedes the captain's.
And that's not how that works.
Look, if we're going to use doctor's prerogative, we could all start shouting at each other, and the ship would do nothing for an entire month.
I mean, that
Oh, so
seems
what we
pretty
do
much
already.
standard operating procedure, yes.
I've already said Sue and Jamie.
All right, fine. I'll change it to Sue and Jamie. Very well. There, it's done.
Yourself.
Again, that has no meaning, Koshlim, except to your logs. And now they could be at odds with the official record, depending on what the captain decides.
Well, no, now that it's been determined, I'll just, for the interests of maintaining some consistency across our records,
But it was
refer to
decided.
them as Jamie and Sue. Regardless,
Sorry, Ventura, I tried.
this particular emission of warp plasma, you said, Vinta?
Yes.
He then turns over to our chief engineer. Do you think you'll be able to affect the modifications to the vessel necessary to properly calibrate our warp plasma Riz?
Well, I mean, it does depend on how clean our deuterium chutes are.
They're
She
very
says,
clean. I
shouting.
did it before the meeting.
Assuming our deuterium chutes are clean, we can very easily open up the protecting covers on the Bassard collectors. We can vent plasma through the nacelle arrays. It should be relatively simple to do what Vinter is asking us to do, sir.
And Ensign Catellia, what do you think about the mating dance that we have to perform? Do you think that our ship is capable of it?
Yeah, I think we can be able to do it. And we'll probably have to run through some simulations to see if we need to augment the turning circle. But besides that, I think it'd be up to it.
What about emulating he kind of makes like a weird waving motion with his hand. Undulations. We're static as opposed to their. And he kind of looks at the image projected on the screen.
I mean, we
see
could
them kind of like
augment
wriggling
the
and
shield
writhing across
generator
space.
to perform a wave pattern instead of a barrier to protect us from stuff.
You mean like so modify the main deflector to change our subspace field so that it appears that we're ambulatory rather than stationary? Yes, yeah, the ensign's right. We could do that.
You know what, Ensign? I think you're right. There is something very deeply wrong here. If you two are agreeing,
It's been known
We
to happen.
have been agreeing for the past couple of weeks, sir.
Mm-hmm.
You've just been so stuck in your simulations that you haven't noticed.
Those are very valuable simulations, I will.
I do need to tell you that they are taking up valuable computer time and space, though, sir. In fact, I have told you several times.
And 72 attempts to trying to get Captain from using the simulations on the main computer.
Yeah.
Thank you for keeping track, Ensign.
I mean, at the very least, let me delete the old logs. You don't need 16,742 versions of the same simulation run, right?
Are you sure about that number? I thought it was 45.
It's somewhere in the ballpark between the two, yeah.
Precision. I think your logs need to be accurate.
I was trying to save your graces, sir. It's 16,742. Using up 27 teraquads of data.
And he's actually just going to like take out, I guess, go to like a computer panel on the wall and begin reviewing the simulation to determine which number is correct.
I feel like the person with the computer connected the brain is correct in this regard.
Yeah, it's really slow up here at the moment. This connection is staggeringly slow.
I think so, since it's hampering performance of one of our crew members, that, limiting the amount of storage space, that, when you do a new simulation, it just deletes the oldest one and just keep it to a good 1,000. I don't feel like you need like tens of thousands.
Well, and he looks at the sort of the chronometer on the wall. I do have a 8-hour shift at tactical after my 8-hour shift at command, so I'll review the various simulations and dispose of the ones that I don't need and get it down to 1,000.
1,000 would be manageable, sir. Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
At the very least, please try and keep it to the data points and not the full record of the simulations.
I suppose allowances must be made. All right.
I mean, if you want, but whenever the ensign taps in a command at helm that there's a 3-second delay, that's perfectly fine with me, sir. I just need to let you know that's not
Wait, what? There's
necessarily
a 3-second
viable
delay?
from 2.75.
I thought it was being a bit sluggish, but we've only been doing warp travel, so I haven't actually noticed.
I mean, I'm just saying it's noticeable, and it probably will get worse. And from a tactical or medical standpoint, where every second might count.
I rush over to the comm and start defragging, trying to get the simulations out of my section of the end.
Your point has been made, Commander.
Thank you. 73 attempts, Ensign?
Yeah.
Well, 73rd time's the charm.
It's funny you made that joke because the chat complication is actually going to be that, your helm is not responding as cleanly as it should. So what that's going to mean is that your complication on all helm tasks are going to be at a 18 to 20 complication range.
Why you do this to me?
Is that my fault or chat's fault? Discuss.
Yes.
It's Captain's fault.
It's the captain's fault. Absolutely right. Yes.
Well, the buck stops here, so.
Yep.
Chat's just gremlins. We can't blame gremlins for everything.
Oh, gremlins. That's neither here nor there. I believe that both of you know what is required of you.
Yes, sir.
Lieutenant Vinta, is there anything else that you'd like to present about these particular astropods?
Well, this one here, I guess the one we're calling Jamie now. Jamie is actually, I guess, which the Earth people would call a MILF. She is actually a tracked astropod. Is that what we're going with? She's been around the block.
Why was it necessary for you to share that information with us?
Also, you did ask if I had anything else to share.
I really don't feel like that's the correct terminology either, unless you specifically want to.
Okay, we'll call it a sylph instead.
That doesn't.
I think that actually makes it worse.
Yeah,
in some respects.
And there's Vinter. Everything's back with the ready with the world.
I'm just saying, are you particularly attracted to these astronautali?
I mean, look at them. They're so graceful and beautiful.
I mean, absolutely, but that's not the question I asked.
I am exercising Charter 9 to not answer that question.
It's Charter 7. Nice
Whatever.
free speech.
Yeah, yeah. What the Anson said, but
Sort of the inverse.
yeah, normally you're exercising Charter 9 a little too much, actually, Ensign. But
You can't stop them
I know. I'm just saying.
unless you're doing a gag order, but they'll probably enjoy that. This is while I'm like defragging my console.
So you're in a different room at this point.
Yeah.
Just shouting across the
Shout down the
hallway.
hallway.
The door is open. There's like 20 feet between us, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm currently suffering from all of these simulations. I'm making it your problem.
It's already my problem. They're in my brain.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so what was your opinion of attempt number 1572 then?
Repetitive.
Was that the one where you attempted to slingshot maneuver around the sun in order to go back in time to stop the Romulans from ever seeding the planet with the agent in the first place?
Well, that was the second time I tried to slingshot around the sun in order to reverse time.
The first time you flew
escaping
into
Wait.
the sun.
Yeah, yes, that
The
was
fact that I know
a slight
about that secret
miscalculation.
maneuver,
Yeah.
I shouldn't do that because isn't that like captain's clearance or something like that?
Isn't what, Ensign?
Slingshotting around the sun, but however, I have like 100 attempts on the captain to try that maneuver. That feels like something that I shouldn't know.
Well, then pretend you don't know it. That's an order. That's an order, Ensign.
It's
The Vulcan Science Directorate does not acknowledge the existence of time travel, and now neither do you.
wait, what? Most of my good novels that I read about time travel.
Not anymore.
What?
Well, yes, that's simply because they're fiction.
Okay.
Can I get out from under the table now?
I really wish you would. It's making me so uncomfortable.
I mean, you could have gotten out any time you wanted.
Literally,
We're
you didn't
not
need to be in there in the
stopping
first
you.
place. There's a chair over there.
I think you have a problem with trying to gain attention when people are not paying attention to you and you play up. Do I need to make a psych profile about you?
Catellia learning psychology? Question mark.
I mean,
Quite frankly, it seems to be the reverse. You're hiding from the world, burrowing under the table, out of sight, out of mind, and you also seem to be afraid of bulkheads
wish it was
collapsing
that.
on you or something like that. That's a paranoid delusion.
Jeanette
then that's-
exhibiting signs of paranoia.
Oh, the
But
captain.
this is what I mean. Like you're always like around
So
the
n-
corner drawing
so now
attention
we're-
to yourself.
Now we're on to projection.
Yes, it seems so.
Yeah.
Koshlim choosing to avoid the question.
Get out from under the table.
And I think that's where we'll end that scene. So we have two tasks ahead of us. The first, or we can really tackle this in any order. The first thing we can do is you just got to modify the Bassard collectors to emit the warp plasma. The second thing, again, we can tackle this in any order, but the second thing is that you have to plot out your mating dance as you are releasing the warp plasma. And then once those two tasks are complete, we will do the actual mating dance roll. So how do we want to tackle this? Are we doing... And again, the fact that Matthew used the word Riz just tickles my heart because Matthew using that word must have hurt him on some level. Like I could feel it in his soul, just dying even more.
I mean, all comedy comes from suffering or something to that effect. So, yes.
I think it's timing, but sure.
No, it's pain.
It's pain. Yeah, no, it's definitely pain.
Pain and timing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But yeah, what do you want to do first? Do you want to do the plotting of the course, or do you want to do the Riz, as it were?
We have to modify the deflector because we have to do that every episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
So actually, yeah, you're right. There's 3 steps that we need to do. So I'm happy with whichever is the most interesting.
I would say it seems to make sense to modify the deflector, release the radiation, dance.
All right.
All right. So, modifying the deflector to create the wave pattern. Very simple. Just a control engineering difficulty of 1.
Modifying deflector for maximum. I mean, 75% risk. We don't want to get too attractive.
Sorry, control and engineering, you said, yeah?
Yep.
Would my focus of warp field dynamics come into play?
Technically, that's what the deflector does. So, yeah.
Can I
Okay.
make a presence con music roll to help calibrate the deflector as
The
an
groove,
assist?
if
The
you will.
groove, yeah.
The groove, yeah. I'd allow it, but just remember that you would still have the 18 to 20 complication range on your assist.
That's fine. It's all good.
Oof. Okay.
Use focus.
Use focus.
Dice and dice pool. Complication range is 3? Question mark.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's a new thing here, dedicated focus.
Ignore it.
Cool. We got 2 dice in the pool. We've got 2 momentum. What's the difficulty, sorry?
Just a 1.
Oh, just a 1. Oh, I'm just going to roll as is then.
We'll take 1 momentum.
Well, there's a complication.
I'm gonna take that 1 momentum.
Okay.
And buy an extra die.
I'm helping.
Apropos of nothing. That's just what I'm going to do.
The thing is,
it just feels like the right thing to do.
I haven't failed. I've just caused too much risk.
Oh, son of a!
We're just causing too much risk.
Yeah.
Well, you succeed.
A DJ board with like sunglasses, a big hat, and just start going.
So you do get your momentum back up to 2, but that's 2 complications.
Yep, it is. Yep.
We're living with it.
Well,
so first complication is you modify the deflector a little too well. And what that's going to mean is that when you actually make the dance roll, that is going to be now at a 16 to 20 complication range. That's the first complication. The second complication is that you divert a little too much power. So now your dance roll is at +1 difficulty because there's not enough power to the thrusters and impulse engines.
We put too much bling on. That's what's happened.
that's what it is. Yeah.
We've blinged ourselves up too much. Put up too much makeup.
The captain calms down to engineering. Valeria?
Hi, Captain. Could this wait at all?
Well, I just have a question for you.
Yeah, I feared you might.
Yes. And we kind of like pan around the bridge and we see like all the consoles are flickering and the lights are blinking on and off. Why are we losing power on the bridge?
It's not that we're losing power, sir. I know exactly where it's all going.
No, I said losing power on the bridge. If it's going somewhere where it's not supposed to, we're still technically losing power on the bridge.
Well, when you say not supposed to, I mean, I'm modifying the main deflector to, make some pretty complex waveform variations in our subspace field. So it's going where it's supposed to, but one second, sir. I'm going to engage the backups.
Thank you.
Yeah. Koshlim, backups. Backups.
We don't have backups like that.
For the love of God, what do you mean we don't have? Okay.
I'm just messing with you. I've already engaged them.
I am going to push you at an airlock with your table, and the 2 of you can fly through space together, is what's going to happen here.
That actually sounds kind of nice.
Arshlim, I think you should back it up and stop poking the chief engineer.
But it's fun.
First officer.
I'm a Tellarite. This is what I do.
Captain?
Yes, Commander.
You should have full power back to bridge systems, sir, but it's on the backup systems, so I'd recommend we don't tax them too hard with our mating dance.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that we don't turn up the lights too high, but no, we do want to actually turn them down low
I mean, if
for
I'm
this sort of thing.
we want to get them low, 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 low,
I
low, low,
will
low.
I
Not
will
that low. That's one too many
switch off my
lows.
selection of music, so
Actually, no, that's going to be the complication from chat is that Barry White is stuck on loop.
I
Hang
did
on,
not
that's it. What? When you say it's stuck on loop,
Mhm.
presumably the ensign had this on their own private earbud or something.
Mhm.
Are you now telling us it's stuck on loop in their earbud, or are you telling us it's now stuck on loop on the ship PA?
On the ship PA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that
how
tracks.
how did I do
It's just my
that?
darling eye repeated over and over and over again.
How
Yeah, well, at
did
least it's not Tom Jones.
I'm
Uh,
It could be
spending two
worse.
threat to create the complication that now Tom Jones is in the mix. Mm-hmm.
is not unusual? Anyway.
Yeah,
Da-da-da-da-da.
with just one What's New Pussycat every 20 iterations. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know how I did that.
I don't know how you did that either, Ensign, and we will be discussing it
I'm
because
going to blame the simulations.
Ensign, I'm in the computer and I don't
Mhm.
know how you did that. And I don't know how to stop it.
I pressed the button to switch it off. You can look at my
It
logs
didn't
for that.
work.
I
It did the opposite of that, Ensign. What did you
I did not set up any macros on my music. And that's me telling the truth before you give me the exasperated look through the computer.
Shakrat, could we get some earplugs up here or something?
I'm actually. Oh wait, Vinta. Or no, that's Shakrat. Shakrat is the Andorian. Yes, I'm remembering my characters. Well, Captain, I quite like this music. It's quite invigorating.
Okay.
I think we need to do the next thing, Lieutenant Commander,
I'm
before the captain loses it.
at this point, Ensign, I'm scared to do the next thing, but okay. Yep, fine. Let's do the next thing.
All right. Also,
Which would be
thank you, chat, for the momentum. They're up to 3.
So we've
Yeah.
put on our clown shoes. We're about to put on the nose.
Oh, clown shoes is right. Okay. Captain, the deflector is set up. We're going to move to the Bassard collector work now.
At your leisure, Commander.
Actually, I think the sooner we get this done, the better, sir. But
It was a
understood.
sarcastic comment, actually. I would prefer it to be done as quickly as possible.
I see. Well, sarcasm doesn't work particularly well in the chain of command, sir. But understood.
Valera need lessons on
I
sarcasm.
am going to
There's
do my
Koshland back
job,
from at the
and
table.
you are not going to distract me.
Wait, is coming out from under the table like coming out from the closet for Tellarites?
I'm going to shut the comm line off to the bridge.
It's so good. It's so good.
If so, congrats, Cop Slim.
Yeah, good job, Kosh.
Love
You came
you.
out from under the table. Good job. Oh, we have fun here. All right, well, Bassard work, right? We have to roll dice here. So, if you could give me another, let's call it a daring engineering this time, and difficulty
Oh, no.
of 2.
Oh no. Why do I, as an engineer, not have anything related to the engines?
Because you're a computer engineer, not an engine engineer.
I'm a cyberneticist, not an engineer.
Yeah, I'm looking at
Okay.
your focuses. Nothing.
You could
Nothing.
activate
Yeah.
Koshlam and give him warp reactors.
Oh,
Yeah, but then it's Koshlam doing daring engineering. Do we really want that?
Well, he can
That's-
assist.
This is true.
I mean, it could be Koshlam's time to shine.
Look, how much worse could this get? What
Yeah.
other
now you've said
complications
it.
could we add
Hey,
on to
Chad,
this?
have you got any
We
complications?
want to
to
find
throw in?
out.
Because okay, yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's have Koshlim assist then.
Okay. And
And
what focus are you giving him?
I think anything relating to warp engines would be good.
Okay.
So warp core mechanics.
Well, he already has warp core dynamics.
Nacelle maintenance or nacelle engineering or something like that, perhaps.
Yeah, we can do something like that. Maybe, let me think here. Creative Bassard collector usage.
That is so specific.
This is such a niche focus, yes.
That's why he's never used it before.
Yeah, and it's
Mhm.
probably why we'll never use him again.
Oh no, I'll find ways.
Damn. Oh snap. Poor Koshlim. I know I know, but like, you don't have to bully him like that.
I mean, when we
No,
pull off
no,
the
I do.
Riker maneuver 100 years before he's born,
Mhm.
using the Bassard collectors, that'll come in really handy.
It will, yeah, yeah.
All right, well,
Um,
somebody grab Koshlim. He's also doing the daring engineering assist. And then, yeah, Valera. Again, it's a difficulty of 2.
Was it 2? Okay, cool. I'm going to take that. I am going to buy momentum.
Okay.
I'm not going to buy momentum. I'm going to spend a momentum to buy a dice. That's the one.
Mhm.
And bear with me just one moment. Oh, we're not using the ship systems, are we?
Nope.
Damn. Okay, cool. Let's go with what we got then. So 3 dice, no focuses, and here we go.
All right, 4
Oh,
total
thank
successes, meaning you get 2 momentum back, bringing you up to 4. Surprisingly, with Koshlim's help, you are able to, at the captain's command, vent the warp plasma in a sufficient volume without destabilizing your own warp core reaction.
No, you were surprisingly good at that, Koshlim.
Well, yes, as much as I give you shit, I'm actually a good engineer when I want to be.
I wouldn't go that far, but I am tempted to permanently assign you to the nacelles at this point.
I mean, it's literally just you and me. We split the engineering duties. I already do that quite a bit.
Yeah, but I mean permanently. Like, you could sleep in there and I wouldn't be too bothered.
There's not room. Trust me, I've tried moving the table in there. There's not enough room.
Yeah.
You're meant to come out from under the table, not go back in it.
Close the door to engineering.
Actually, now that I think about it, so if I remember the layout of the Nightingale class, it's literally like the bridge is deck 2, and then right behind the bridge is the ladder, like physical ladder up to main engineering, quote unquote. So it's like you just reach up and pull the hatch closed.
Yep. Yeah, that tracks. But no, honestly, and you can see it pains her to say this, but good job.
Valera complimenting me.
Don't, for the love of God, will you put down that pad?
There it is. She's angry again.
Captain.
Yes.
We have plasma expulsion at your discretion, sir.
And we didn't blow out something in a Jeffries tube or, I don't know, cause a water leak somewhere. I'm coming up with the most ridiculous things I can think of because I don't think we actually have water pipes running through the ship, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm as surprised as you are, sir.
Okay, well, my compliments to your engineering staff, which consists of you and Koshlim.
Yes, it does,
I have now a very big foreboding feeling like something's bad about to happen.
If I was a believer in dramatic and narrative tension, then I would say you're probably right, but let's just not consider that for the time being.
So, ELH, I'm guessing because I'm trying to rizz up 2 snails. It's a presence con rather than a daring or control con.
I'll give it to you.
It makes little difference, but I thought, I just put that forward.
No, I like it. I like your reasoning.
I'm going to I have Helm's operation, I have music. So I think I have a focus.
You even have astronavigation.
I have all of these focuses. I'm going to fail.
All
Please
right.
tell me what my target number is.
So, for the dance itself, this is going to be, before the complications, this was a difficulty 3. With the complications I've mentioned before, it is now a difficulty 4, and your complication range is still 16 to 20, even on the Canis Major assist. The Canis Major will assist you with an Engines con, and yeah, that's what you're dealing with. Difficulty 4, complication range 16 to 20. Good luck.
Okay, so I'm spending 3 momentum and 3 threat to get 5 dice.
Okay.
Because I might as well just go all out. I have a determination to reroll. If this goes bad, and I need a high number. So let's go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, roll dice. Nice.
Well, okay. You do have bold con, so you can re-roll that 20.
Yeah, let's re-roll the 20. Let's see where it goes. 5. Nope,
Still a
nope, it goes
complication.
nowhere.
Okay.
Can I use the value that I don't know where I'm going right now? Is that like I don't know what I'm doing right now? There's Barry White and Pussycat play on the
So normally I would
speakers.
say yes, but you've already re-rolled that die, so it is stuck. You cannot re-roll a re-roll.
Okay. Can I at least try to re-roll the other complication then?
If you want, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, let's just save it.
Save it. 2 complications.
Let's live with the complications of life. I
All
roll
right,
a ship because the ship's gonna give me another complication now, isn't it?
Well, let's see. Whoever wants to push the button on the ship.
What was it? Engines and con, right?
Engines
Yep.
con. Mm-hmm.
Make sure the complication range is 5.
Mm-hmm. Okay. No more complications, but we are dealing with 2 here. So here's the thing. Catellia, you begin your mating dance, and you start by doing some figure 8s. You start by doing some hexagonal movement, a little bit of 3D waving patterns, as it were. First complication, the male snail, who we were calling Sue becomes immediately interested. And Sue begins to kind of wobble over and begin poking at you with one of its eye stalks.
Okay.
That's complication 1. The second complication is that Sue is going to begin bonding with your hull, as the other snail, Jamie, is now becoming very, very jealous.
So I have some good news and like 3 different bad newses.
Well, let's run through the list.
Okay. So apparently I'm very good on the dance floor, a little too good.
I see. Quite literally, I'm looking at it through the view screen.
Yep. And we are now bonded with our potential mate, and it is now causing the ire of the Jamie. Yeah, Sue's on us.
I see.
Suggestions?
Well, we could run a low-level electrostatic pulse through the hull, sir. It would mean probably draining our backup supply. But it could be done to discourage Sue from continuing to bond with our hull.
Is there a danger of injuring the creature?
Yes, but only if something goes horribly, horribly wrong.
Right. So, given everything that's transpired thus far, I'm disinclined to embrace that plan.
Yes, and I don't blame you, sir. It's just an option.
I have a crazy idea, but it may just work. You see,
elaborate.
The currently the genders of the snails have not changed. Yes? Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Which means that if we were to attract both of them at the same time and have them latch from us, and then reverse the polarity of the hull plating, we could slip out from in between the snails and have them think they've got their potential mate.
Ensign,
If
are
you
you
see what I
suggesting
mean.
we try and instigate a threesome?
I mean, it's a crazy idea.
Oh my.
Matthew had to mute his mic for that. He had to let it all of us reach out.
It was only a silent, under the breath string of curses. That's all. So, Ensign,
Mm-hmm.
I think that your plan could work.
It could also go horribly, horribly wrong.
I don't think
mean,
that there's any way, even if it works, for it not to go horribly wrong.
That does seem to be the situation of the day.
Well, if it changes your mind, Ennie, let me roll a d20. Oh boy, that is damage to structure on the Canis Major. So you are going to have one structure breach, as Sue is really trying to bond with you.
Wait, doesn't structure have a chance of damaging a crew member?
Yep.
Yeah, if that's
You're
a breach,
good.
then I'm
No
taking...
effect. You're good.
Huh? Oh, cool.
Because let me check your thing. Because I think
It's every time I suffer the ship suffers a breach, I suffer 3 challenge dice of stress.
Okay, let me roll the 3 challenge dice of stress.
Mm.
Oh boy,
Oh,
you suffer
wow.
5 stress, which makes you injured. Oh no! So, Valera, you're mid-conversation with everybody when a surge travels into your brain and just knocks you on your ass like the worst migraine you've ever had in your life. And Koshlim's already like, all right, hey, Valera, hey, stay with me, focus. Focus, hey, eyes up here, eyes up here, how many fingers?
Oh, you've got trotters, Koshlim.
Okay, how many?
How many trotters?
Yes.
4? I don't know. What do you want?
Close enough. I'm going to give you a mild sedative and an analgesic.
Yep, please. That really, really hurt.
And Koshlim will give you a hypo spray.
Okay. Does almost nothing, but thank you all the same. I'm sure it'll definitely help.
I've got
In theory.
a 4th bad news, sir. Hull breach on, well, our deck.
I see. Prepare to implement your plan, such as it is.
Hey, sir.
Operation Threesome.
ELH tried to maneuver the snail and me so that Jamie is in a direct flight path with us, and then prepare the get out of dodge maneuver or leaving money on the nightstand maneuver.
Nice. All right. Well, I think this is another difficulty for daring. This is definitely a daring con.
Yeah. Okay, it's the same stats.
So daring con, difficulty of 4, still a complication range of 16 to 20. The Canis Major still assisting you with an engines con. Good luck.
Question, mechanically.
Yes.
I'll let you go, Bean, and then I'll pose my question.
I was just going to start spending threat to get out of the situation.
Okay. My suggestion would be, if I'll run this by you, could perhaps Valera assist by modifying a slight emission of warp plasma to become less appealing in some way, instead of having the ship assist?
Yeah, I'd allow it. Valera, if you want to assist instead, that's a daring engineering for you.
Yeah, good idea.
Or
So
maybe
engineering.
like have, you know, how like magnets one side to the other, because we're trying to attract a male and a female. So have it like mirrored. And then make ourselves look less attractive when they actually collide.
I understand what you're saying. I've never thought about it that way. It's like, okay, well, we have the plus side for the male and the negative side for the female, and then we revert it, and they just go,
boom.
That's also the official noise they make is womb. So there you go.
I do have one question.
Yes.
Like, how did these
Just one?
being snails? How do they travel through space?
Well, I'm glad you asked that because Vinta, who's been on the bridge the entire time, actually turns to Catellia and goes, "Well, Ensign, I'm pleased to tell you that the Astronautilus is actually capable of Warp 1. It's a very majestic creature."
So it takes some centuries to get anywhere.
Yes.
I
Fair
mean,
enough,
that
understandable.
that does kind of track.
Cosmozoan
Anyway.
are spectacularly long-lived, generally.
Anyway, I'm going to spend a 1 momentum and 5 threat because I feel like I really want to get out from underneath these things. I have focuses. They're
Mhm.
multiplying. They're losing control. That's why I'm gaining complications. Is my complication still
16
shape
to
up.
20. Mm-hmm.
cry? Okay.
I don't think I have anything that can assist me as a focus either, do I?
And
No.
at this point, we're going to be able to give the GM enough threat that they can end a series with a Borg cube attack, and it was actually us that lured the Borg to the Alpha Quadrant.
I need one more for the Borg threat.
Let's go.
Okay, all right, that's 5 successes. Let's see that assist.
Do I have to assist at this point? Because,
If
Do I
you don't
have
want
to
to.
assist?
Yes, do
Do
it.
I have
Do
to
it.
assist?
I mean, because you know what's going to happen.
We've already got the clown shoes on and we got the clown nose on. Well, we need
You're
to
right.
put
We
on
might
the
as well
wig.
just carry on honking. Here we go.
There you go.
Hey!
See, you get
Alright.
6 successes total, so you're up to 2 momentum. Well done. So, what I'd like to imagine best I can is like Sue is on the top of the ship, and then Jamie comes over and bonds to the bottom of the ship. And I'm actually, because you gave me 12 threat, I'm going to say that Operation Threesome is kind of going well, but when you apply that magnetic switch, it doesn't necessarily have the same effect as you would hope. In fact, what happens is they are now really glued to the hull. And I'm even going to spend another 2 threat to activate an effect which made this a lot of fun to run for my other group. So I'm just going to go in order. Matthew, Zanette, do they have any romantic feelings for people? Either on the ship, back home?
Oh no.
What romantic feelings does Zanette have at this juncture?
So Zanette is married to 3 women, as is commonplace. Most Denobulans do eventually reach 3 marriages. So yes, he has 3 wives and many, many children.
Okay. Which of your wives have you been neglecting?
Now I need to scramble to find some sort of Denobulan female name generator.
Well, the reason I ask is because as the Canis Major is being sandwiched, you suddenly begin to feel... Yeah, that is a sentence. You suddenly begin to feel not a compulsion, but an urge to immediately begin drafting a subspace message to the one wife who you have spurned this entire time.
Okay, so that's
That's
Nadola.
Are you giving us Sanfi fever?
Well, that's going to be a fun question, because now that we've established that Ned is writing, Valera, do you have any romantic relationships or inclinations towards anybody aboard? And if you say Koshlim, I'm going to lose my shit.
Koshlim.
I mean, look, if it's going to be anyone, it's got to be Vinto, right?
Okay. Valera,
But yeah,
you have, again, not a compulsion, but a very strong urge to go confess your feelings to Vinta.
cool, fun times.
Mm-hmm. Catellia, same question. Romantic feelings for anyone or anybody aboard?
Let me just roll a dice.
If you say Valera, I'm going to lose my shit.
It's up to the RNG gods, if you will.
I know, and that's what terrifies me because we've seen how they're rolling today.
Okay, so I roll for both the nurses. I have repressed romantic feelings for both the nurses. I like them both very much, and trying to be professional, I've hit it this entire time.
Okay.
And I'm glad you've come out from under the table.
I'm going to roll for Koshlim. I'm going to roll for Koshlim. Let's see. Number 8. So, to kick this whole thing off, as again you're being sandwiched, Koshlam looks at you, Valera, and goes,
Don't.
Lieutenant Commander, I have something very important I need to do. If you'll excuse me.
We're in the middle of a fairly emergency situation, Costume. Can it wait?
No, matters of love should never wait.
I agree in principle, but not in practice. We are at red
Good, we're in
alert.
agreement. And he pulls open the hatch and climbs down to the bridge.
I
Are
like to
we
think that
all
on the
experiencing it
bridge.
at the same time, or are we?
Yes, you are all experiencing it at the same time.
Which one of the nurses are on the bridge?
That would be Vinta. And I've rolled for Vinta in secret. You are basically going the opposite direction with Vinta. I'm gonna let Techno be Vinta, but you're playing Vinta, the straightest straight edge she's ever been.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So I have now stopped trying to make eye contact with Vinta and doing the whole sort of high school crush sort of thing where I'm hiding. The only thing that you notice is my tips of my ears are blushing.
Ensign, are you quite all right?
Yes, certainly fine, perfectly fine. Focused on the task. Really, really focused on the task. Yes, not focused on anything else. Nope, not at all.
Well, normally I applaud a level of focus, but
Yes, you do.
You
Mhm.
seem oddly flustered, Ensign.
You noticed. Okay.
Captain, I
Yes, Ensign.
you might want to consider whether the ensign is fit for duty, sir.
I'm perfectly fine. Nothing
Well, I'm
wrong.
afraid-
I'm just trying to get us unstuck from snails and being in between these two situations. Fine.
Ensign, do you need a sedative?
Maybe.
Vinta,
can-
would you mind? Just a light one?
No, it's okay. I can self-medicate.
I've
I'm
tried
not
that.
an-
That's not a good path to go down.
And Vinta's just going to sort of sliver her way across the deck with a hyper spray in hand. Don't worry, Ensign. You'll just feel a little prick.
It's at this
Sorry
point
for
that
that.
Koshlam comes down to the bridge.
I'm
and,
sorry. Just
no,
take
you're
a
good.
sec.
We broke Bean. Good job.
This is what Barry Scott's playing in the background.
Barry Scott?
I don't.
What, the Sillet Bang theme song was it?
It is now.
So Koshlam comes down to the bridge, sees all of this, ignores all of it, looks directly into the captain's eyes and says,
Oh, so
Captain, I have something very important to tell you.
and you just hear Valera from below. Just kick him back down the hatch, Captain. It's not worth
Is
it.
everything all right in engineering?
Yes, everything is fine, but something inside of me is not okay.
Oh, for the love of God.
Have you
He
been
is
infected
coming
with
out
some
from
sort of
under the
intestinal
table.
parasite?
The only intestinal parasite is the one I hope you'll give me.
That's not in.
And he's like looking down at this pad at his side. I'm afraid you're gonna have to speak a little bit more clearly. He like picks up the pad and sort of starts surreptitiously poking away at it.
While being
Vinta's going to move in with the hyper spray.
while being sedative, Talia's going to smoothly cough, slip into Flemmy's arms.
Ensign, you should be flying the ship right now.
Oh yes, flying the ship. Could you prop me up, maybe? I think you may have hit me too hard. I mean, give me too hard of a hit. I mean, yes.
Okay, Ensign. Yes. Here we go. And she just sort of
Gives
holds
a
you
little
up.
sort of like giggly to herself.
So, Matthew, if you'll permit Koshlam, he'll actually like take the pad and throw it. And be like, and he'll take both of your hands and be like, "You don't understand, Captain. I have been madly in love with you ever since I first came aboard. And since I am coming out from under the table, It is important that I make this a momentous day.
I drunken woo.
Well, I'm, of course, fully in support of your very bold decision, personal decision, but I'm afraid that I am married. So whatever
I don't
burning,
mind sharing.
but yes, however, as I've said, polyamory is a distinct thing from infidelity. So I am already married to 3 women. So that's not something that I'm comfortable with.
Oh. Well, if you're not comfortable with it, then I have to go with my second choice.
You have a second choice?
Yeah,
Bounce back king! Bounce
yes,
back
that would be an
king!
excellent idea. I think that you should follow the inclinations of your heart.
Valera, I have something very important to tell you.
Oh
If
my god.
I have a phaser, and I will use it.
That sounds like kinky foreplay, and I'm all for it.
For the love of... And she just shuts the hatch to the bridge.
Meanwhile, Sue and Jamie still attacking the ship, and since you don't have shields, that's another breach.
Oh.
So let me roll another d20.
Finta, are you doing
okay,
it?
that's okay. That's actually not structure. That is...
It's not good for me.
Well, yeah, not good for you.
I mean,
but,
you could probably have disconnected from the ship by now.
And I probably should have, but I haven't. That hasn't been a thing
So
that
that
I've
is
done.
now going to be a breach to engines. So you should have a breach to engines and a
God.
breach to structure. And engines just mean you lose 1 power, or is it 2 power? I think it's 2 power.
I
You
think
lose
it is,
2
yes.
power. And then I have to roll 3 challenge dice for you, Techno.
Yes.
So you only take 1 this time.
Okay, I can.
While literal sparks are
better.
flying behind us, as per Star Trek rules,
Mhm.
I'm going to turn to
Regulation
Vinta,
rocks. Yeah.
regulation rocks, and go, are you doing anything? Maybe we could get a drink after all of this?
I'm certain we could put together a few cocktails in the medical lab, Ensign. But
After we wrap this up?
yeah. I mean, we can certainly look at wrapping things up, but for the time being, Ensign, I think perhaps a focus on the helm might be more.
Right, focus.
Yes.
Focus on the helm.
Yes.
As I start kicking my feet quite happily.
As otherwise we may be in a position to do nothing later on account of being
you're
smashed
right.
by 2 giant astronautali.
I'll start getting the engines going, yes.
Yes, it's always good when things get going.
Well, chat just gave you momentum and a complication. So
am I too distracted with trying to badly for Finta that I can't get the engines going in both ways?
I think I find that funny. I'm just trying to figure out how to make that a mechanical thing.
I have complications up to 16. How high can they go?
I think I'm going to make you at an increased difficulty as well. So now you're at like a +2 difficulty on all con checks.
You brought this on yourself, Bean.
Look, I am just a little guy.
We have fun here.
Okay, we do. Yeah, no denying
All
that.
right. So what's my role to try and get these engines going, both metaphorically and literally?
So daring and con.
Mm-hmm.
It was a difficulty of 4, but now we've established it's now a difficulty of 5.
Okay.
Your complication range still 16 to 20. And yeah,
Okay.
good luck.
I think it's time to pull out the good old determination bat
Probably.
and give myself 2 free successes, which
Okay.
means I don't, because I plan to roll 5 dice by spending 2 momentum and 3 threat, because I feel like we need dice at this point.
I support that decision entirely.
So I roll 4 in the dice pool and then click use determination /value.
Correct.
Is that how it? Yes, okay. And then 5 in the box. I said 5 in the box, not 15. Thank you. And dedicated focus doesn't exist yet, so let us roll these dice and see what happens.
Well,
Nice.
I have good
Although I
news
can
for
re-roll
you.
that complication. Because it's
Yes,
bold.
you did spend threat, so bold con does come into play.
It actually
Okay.
helps.
You turn it to 8 successes. All right.
What's that
So,
thing you're supposed to roll all the time being?
oh god,
Oh,
untapped
untapped
potential.
potential.
There
Oh
it is.
god.
So how many times have I passed the
Twice. So,
okay.
no, 3 times.
Mhm.
Flash
So roll
roll.
1d20, roll 3d20, and anything under 10 is momentum. Okay,
Okay.
that's threat. Oh, well, let me expand that out. So that is a 3, a 7, and a 9. So you are
3
capped on momentum
momentum.
right now.
Nice. I'm gonna
Nice.
spend 2 momentum for a very personal advantage. I'm gonna showboat
Okay.
to Vinta.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So just that entire like bad flirting, innuendos. I giggle at my own jokes. I may regret everything I say right now.
Is that in character or out of character?
Yes.
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 Hmm.
So, Catellia, you do some fancy flying. And since you succeeded so well, you do manage to slip out from being the sandwich meat, and the 2 space snails go boop together and start making whoop noises. However, when you are no longer in contact with either snail, the horny jail field, the horny jail field has gone away. You no longer feel the urge to
Honk.
confess your feelings.
So as soon as that goes away, Catalia's like just horrified with like, just herself and is just like straight up, but I, I, Lieutenant Vinter, I apologize for anything I may or may have not said or anything I may have thing. I don't think I was right frame of mind. And she is going to like flick her hair from behind her ears so it covers her face more and just like actually focus on her work.
Oh, that's quite all right, Ensign. I'm
Hmm.
more than more than used to hot and cold flushes like that.
Hmm. Hmm. Professional noises. Yes, I am going to work now. Thank you, Lieutenant Vinter, for your assistance and sedating me when I was not in the right frame of mind. Yes.
Well, any other time you feel like you might like to go to work, you know where to find me, Ensign.
Captain, did I just confess to you?
You just hear from down in engineering. "Oh!"
The captain is going to turn over to his console at the side of his chair and click on the ship's comm so that he is speaking to the entire crew. And very professionally, he just sort of like straightens up. This is an order to all crew members. I am classifying the events of the last 5 minutes. No record of these incidents is to appear in any log, official, unofficial, personal, or otherwise. And we let us never speak of this again. Captain out.
That
I
entire
can.
time, Tom Jones, it's not unusual playing. Just the entire time.
And I think Valera's going to just come through to the captain's chair. Captain, I don't think I'm not entirely sure you can do that, sir.
I don't know
Don't
what
we
you're
at
talking
least
about.
don't we at least have to say successful mission to Starfleet Command?
Yes, I just said the last 5 minutes, not the mission.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, last 5 minutes didn't happen. Yes, completely agree with that.
What
Yes.
last 5 minutes? I think we
Precisely,
experienced
sir.
some sort of temporal distortion wave whereby those last 5 minutes were wiped out from our
Hmm.
existence entirely.
Never-
Hold on. You said that time travel didn't exist for Catellia anymore.
Well, that's not time travel. That's a time distortion.
Yeah, it
I
feels
am
like
willing
back.
to buy it. I'm putting this ship on autopilot and going to have cold shower. Cold shower. Bye everyone. Please ignore me for the rest of the week. I'm just going to go hide in a bulkhead somewhere. Bye bye.
Well, now I can run more simulations without her bothering me. And he gets up and walks over to the con, sits down.
Sir,
Yes.
I have the worst migraine at the moment, thanks to the events of the mission.
Yes.
If you start running simulations while I'm connected to the computer, I may have to write a strongly worded message to you.
And the captain folds his arms. And why didn't you disconnect from the computer after the first incident with creatures? As I understand it, Koslam actually had to rouse you.
Rouse is a term I'd rather not use in relation to Koslam. The entire incident came as something of a surprise, sir. So, given how closely I am tied to the ship when I am connected to it, it's not a simple thing to just disconnect myself, and I was not in a right state of mind to do so in the first place.
Perhaps you might want to look into a way to disconnect from the main computer a little bit more quickly in cases of emergency, unless you enjoy that sort of thing. I don't know. And he looks almost warily over at Vinta. I don't want to judge.
I feel like Vinta's just staring into the little telescope thing, the little science thing, and just watching the snails. Mm-hmm. Which sounds weirder than I meant it to.
It's actually vastly more disturbing than what I was thinking, but thank you.
I'm going to then go scream into a pillow.
Okay. I'll take that under advisement, sir. But in the meantime, no more simulations. Please.
Just one small
no, sir.
simulation.
No.
I'll
no,
run
sir.
it on low
no,
fidelity. It's
sir. No.
Barely any.
No.
I'll delete 50 more of the recorded simulations.
No.
75. Last offer.
There's no last offer, sir. I will turn off the simulation system.
You know, in some cultures, this would be considered mutiny.
No, sir. This would be considered protecting the ship and its crew.
No. I mean, in some cultures, yes. In others, it would be considered mutiny. I'm sure there must be some culture out there that would.
Well, I'm sure if you look at it, all cultures in totality, sir, then everything everywhere is considered to be something.
Exactly my point. Stop being self-provincialist and
causing a simulation in somebody's head to cause pain causes a form of torture in some cultures, Captain.
Yes, well, if you go to any cultures, you'll find anything.
I am going to set everybody on this ship on fire.
That was me trying to be cautious. So, also I'm screaming into a pillow.
Well, Commander Valera, I don't believe that there's anything left for us to do here.
No. Life certainly seems to have found a way.
Well, with a little bit of help from us.
I think emphasis is on the little there, but I am told it's not the size that matters.
And our last shot is Vinta just again leaning into that telescope thing, and she says, "Oh my, well, we're going to have a lot of children to look after in the future." And that's where we'll end today's session.
Apparently, Barry White saved the day.
Yup. So no, legitimately, that's the entire mission brief, is that you've got two snails, make them get together. That's the entire mission brief. And I saw this mission brief and I'm like, I have to run it, especially for the Canis Major group. I have to run it. But I do want to say thank you all for indulging the romantic thing, because it sometimes hits with some group and other groups it doesn't. So I do want to thank you all for leaning into that one.
Well, Techno, Bean, you both were fantastic in that regard. So yes, my congratulations as well on that.
I think we all need to pat ourselves on the back and then never mention this again.
Yeah, the last 5 minutes, what happened? I just
that didn't happen.
It's weird how the recording just didn't work for that, and it's not going to be on the VOD. That's weird.
Yeah, it's weird that YouTube never saw any of that.
Oh, that's on them for not coming to the Twitch, right?
Yeah, that totally never happened, right, YouTube? All right. Well,
Oh, man.
YouTube, I hope you had fun. I'll see you later. Bye bye, YouTube.